This is WD's DL4100. It's a 4-bay, pretty awesome business grade NAS. I'm going to take a look at what's cool, what's interesting, and the software too. Check out our website at TechteamGB.co.uk for more info on both this and many other products, and also up-to-date news on all things tech. Stick around for this awesome video. So this is WD's DL4100. As I said, it's a 4-bay NAS. It's actually a toolless design, which is quite nice. It's also a 1.7 GHz dual-core Intel Atom and 2 or 4 GB of DDR3 RAM, depending on which model you get. Now mine came with two 4TB WD Red drives, which is nice, but that will also vary depending on what configuration you end up buying. On the right hand side you get some ventilation to pull some air through the case as well as through the drive cages, and on the back you'll get a large 120mm fan and obviously the screws to remove the outer shell should you want to upgrade the RAM or fix anything you like. On the back you'll also find the rear I/O, which is a reset pin, a USB 2 port, a USB 3 port to add to the one on the front for copying, as well as 2 Gigabit Ethernet ports and 2 19V DC ins, which means if one of the power bricks were to die you can still safely save all your data, and you won't have any data loss for that as well. Now WD ships these with WD Red drives, which are obviously their NAS drives, and as they say, the best selling NAS drives around, but anyway they are actually very nice, quite fast and obviously very reliable with high mean time for failure, and are generally designed to operate in these sort of conditions, so that's all cool. And obviously with these two drive bays empty, if you do go for sort of this model, you can upgrade at a later date to add some more 4TB drives in to double or whatever else your capacity. They are just standard SATA drives, so as long as you pick up some WD Reds, obviously try and match the ones that you already have in there, but yeah, you can add some more, which is obviously very nice. Now turning it on, it took a couple of minutes, which is fairly standard for NASes, and for some reason mine came up with power supply failure, but it seemed to work just fine anyway. And you can use, once it's booted up, you can use the arrows to navigate the menu to see what the IP address is, see any errors and all that sort of stuff. But I do want to take a look at the software just quickly. So this is obviously the web client, and you just go to the IP address and it seems to work perfectly. You can very easily add users and groups and set quotas and stuff like that for if you're, say, in an office environment and you only want certain people to be able to access certain folders, or only be able to do certain amounts of things. Obviously you can set up different RAID volumes depending on if you have, say, 2 sets of 4TB drives in there, for example. If you want to have, say, a office and a web server kind of RAID group, that'd be fine. You can also see the smart status for the drives. Also, just quickly, if you click on the apps tab, you can actually take a look and add extra applications, things like Dropbox, WordPress, PHPMyAdmin, which is really nice for being able to run your own website and stuff like that. And a very cool feature is actually the ISO mount if you are an IT or systems guy. So this is actually a pretty awesome NAS. Now it's still very much a business grade NAS, not something you want to put in your home, but with sort of the dual Gigabit Ethernet, that's really nice for good throughput. With a dual DC in, if one of the power bricks dies, it'll automatically switch over and means that you won't lose any data. Also, it's technically upgradable, which means that you can throw in 2 more WD Reds, I think it's 4TB Reds, so then you can double your storage. And also it's got some pretty great software, which means you can throw in things like WordPress and PHPMyAdmin, so that you can, if you're a small business for example, you can run your entire website off of this and keep hosting costs down and stuff like that. So that's quite cool, as well as still using it as a file server or whatever else you need to use it for. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and that's pretty much it. Feel free to subscribe and like if you did enjoy it. If you didn't, feel free to hit the dislike button, but let me know what you didn't like in the comments down below and I'll try and fix it for next time. And on that, thank you to WD for sponsoring the video, and we'll see you on the next one.